Early afternoon at the Makhtoum Mosque near the Syrian border. Lebanese relief workers are distributing aid to refugees who fled the violence in Syria. 60-year-old Ali Mohammed al-Kurdi arrived 2 months ago with just the clothes on his back. Syrian militiamen raided his home. They killed and mutilated 5 young men in his family.
I'm going to stay here until the regime falls, and if the regime doesn't fall, then I'm going to commit suicide here.
Human rights groups say an estimated 1,700 people have died in the uprising and nearly 3,000 have disappeared. The Syrian government says it is pursuing armed terrorists. Dissidents say the only ones with arms are government troops and their militias. Abdullah Tassi works with the donor group Bakai Youth for Development and Free Education. He says there are about 5,000 Syrian refugees in this area. When they first came, he says, they thought they would stay for just a few days.
But after days go on and on, now they believe that they're going to stay here for a long time. Some of them, they are trying to mingle between the people, and many of them are going to far villages from here.
Qasim Ayubi works at this mobile clinic. He says most of the physical illnesses of the refugees are routine, like the flu. But mentally, he says, they are traumatized.
They are not at all at ease. They're mentally tired. There's fear, and there's fear from even being filmed.
33-year-old Hamza gives only her first name. She fled her home in Homs 1 month ago because her 7 children were terrified. Yet she remains defiant.
With God's will, I will return, because we have a will. We want our freedom. We want to live the same as others do. We are persecuted. We want to lift the oppression from ourselves. If we sacrifice, if a lot of us die, it isn't a problem.
Hassan al-Assad was a lieutenant in the Syrian army until 1 month ago when he defected and snuck across the border. He says several thousand other soldiers have done the same. They're organizing a new resistance force, he says, but not to attack President Bashar al-Assad's government.
We are, with the help of God, gathering together to stand against the oppressor, Bashar, and to support the Syrian people peacefully.
As the uprising continues and the repression intensifies, Syrians are calling for more international support, sanctions, and diplomatic pressure. But they say they do not want foreign military intervention because theirs is to be a nonviolent revolution. Scott Bobb, VOA News, Wadi, Khaled, Northern Lebanon.